my swan song. Yes, this was my last presidential address because I have nominated a better man, Bill Evans. So thank you. I will not cross the line, even though I'm tempted to come close to you. So you guys stay here because this line, Bill, Jim is wrong for me. Uh, honestly, this is my last time, okay, to speak to you as your president, okay. And throughout the conference, I have talked about meaning of life, meaning in life. So tonight, I want to share with you my vision about a different aspect of meaning. Different aspect of meaning. Now, we know that we have a huge happiness industry. Hollywood and positive psychology. How about that? And positive psychology, go to Hollywood. And you go to bookstore, you can see happiness book, happiness book. So with all the talk and the research on happiness, and yet every day we are working with depressed people, and we are working with people with anxiety and with addiction and all kinds of mental illness, and mental illness has on an increase. So that is paradox, right? With all the prosperity, with all the knowledge we have on how to be happy, and most people are not very happy. In fact, when you look at research, prosperity goes up, happiness score goes down. In fact, if you want to look at international measurements, some of the poorest countries are happier than Americans or Canadians. So it's a paradox. Now, also on newspaper, you notice, you learn about the human catastrophe, which is more horrible than natural catastrophe, right? The Katrina, tsunami. But see what happened in Lebanon. Break your heart, right? What's happening in Iraq, in Sudan? What's happening to the human race? It makes you wonder, right? And daily we are facing the global threat of terrorism. Have George Bush lost his way? Has my dear friend George Bush lost his way? Yes? Okay. Have we lost our way as a human family? Have we lost our way? Yeah. Now, then what is the solution? Okay. Now, people who know me, that I became a career as an animal trainer. I train chicks, I train rats. My rats know how to count, how to spell. So I'm very clever in training animals, but the people know that the animal can be very intelligent, much more intelligent than we give them credit for, okay? So today I will give you an animal lesson, okay? Now learn something from animals, then teach us about the meaning of happiness, then teach us about importance about ecology. It's my typo. My wife did not read over. Sorry about that. The importance double, okay? So you know what I mean, okay? It's all my fault. Now, don't laugh at him. This poor hippo made the headline. You know about it, right? And the animal activists are very angry, protest. We love hippo, free the hippo, set hippo free. This hippo very unhappy. So the newspaper say, oh, this poor hippo, the zoo should be, mistreat the hippo. The zookeeper said, oh, we treat him steak, best fish. We even play music. We even provide drug for him. Now, now, if this hippo got locked up for the rest of his life, I'm sure he become an addict. How else can he spend 24 hours a day in that dumb place, right? It drives me crazy. Now, oh, here's a happy hippo. He got 3 girlfriends. He is in his natural element. Oh, the wind blowing, the water fresh, and the 3 girlfriends sing love song to him. Okay. Now, so this is a hippo story. Oh, this he also made news. Why does this grizzly try to escape? He escaped 3 times. 3 times, people capture him, put him back to the zoo. So he got so mad, he just crawled, the tree. So why is he so unhappy? Because he got locked up. He's in a prison. Now, here another picture. Now, he was also a good candidate for addiction. Okay. Don't laugh with him. That's why I have an animal. I have a rat. Okay. 1 bottle alcohol, 1 bottle water. Okay. Under certain conditions, I can produce alcoholic rats. No kidding. I'll prime him with some sugar water, and then gradually he becomes drunk. Then he loves alcohol. When he acquires taste, he loves alcohol. So this guy is a good candidate because he's so unhappy. He wants to drown his sorrow in a bottle. Okay. Oh, so happy. So happy. No, they're in love, they kiss each other. They're not just a couple, they're honeymooners. Kiss each other, come kiss. They're holding hands. They're in honeymoon, I'm not kidding, they're honeymoon. Okay. Congratulate them. Yeah? Now, they are in their right element, right? They're happy, they're in love, and the sky is bright, the grass is green. So they'll have a ball. Okay? They'll have a baby pretty soon. Now, the conclusion. The animals are happy only in their elements. Right? Need wild play to sustain wildlife. Do you agree with that conclusion? Do you? Come on, yes or no? Right. Now, look at this gorilla. So content he is. Happy. Now, how many people have seen the movie Gorilla in the Myth? This poor gorilla got butchered by poachers. Now, a good wealthy people, very rich, they have this idea of to create a green passage which is safe for the animals. They want to create a corridor of life against the encroachment of civilization and progress. So they went to from around the globe, a green passage where all kinds of animals can call their home without the threat of civilization. Isn't that nice? Yeah. But it's a very, very costly project. The Corridor of Life project is financed by some big movie stars like Paul Newman and big movie, big money people. Okay? So people love animals, and people love environment. Oh, sorry. I actually pushed the wrong button. I'm retarded, in computer, Okay, I keep me wrong, wrong button. Okay, so lesson learned. Human beings are happy only in their right element. Now, where have you heard that before? Have you ever heard that from positive psychologists? Have you? Now, how many positive psychologists here? Oh, yes, my friend Ken Hart. Has Silverman smart enough to mention that? No, he didn't mention that, right? Most positive psychologists just focus on the individual, right? Forgetting that we, like animals, we need to be in the right element. Most of the books on positive psychology about what you need to do. But here I'm saying that you need to be in your right element. Does it make sense to you? Okay. If we need wild place to sustain wildlife, we need human place to sustain human life. Now, Alexander, you are the philosopher. Do you buy this logic? Oh, thank you. and now, see, when we talk about animal, we talk about ecology, we talk about the physical system, biological system, biosphere, the physical system. But human beings, much of our impact on ecology has to do with our social behavior. Also, we are not only in nature, but we're also in the world we created. Right? So we have to talk about social ecology. Where do we fit in? And we also ask the question, what kind of home fit human nature? Right? Because fish need to be in water, it's a fish nature. So so I'm asking the question, what kind of home fit human nature? And my friend Gary Nixon, he mentioned about, what's Gary? Gary Nixon. He mentioned about human beings are always longing for home, right? Our home is in heaven. But our home is always this planet Earth. But what kind of home do we, but many people feel homeless in the only home they have, which is the planet Earth. Somehow, they've lost their home to the developers, to the to the capitalists. So you would say, we need a home to fit human nature, then it begs the question, what is human nature? So I say, well, human nature, we belong in nature, right? We are in the world. We are also cultural animals. We are spiritual beings. We are biopsychosocial spiritual beings. Holistic, that's what we are, right? We're more than just animals. Nobody can deny that. Now, if you are just animals, all you need is food, water, and sex. You don't need fine art. You don't need artists. Yeah. You don't need artists. You don't need a musician here. And you don't need Paul Wong talk about psychology, right? You need philosophers. We are more than that. Right? So the question is, what is essential for human survival? Where can we call home? I'm going to be struck on this question. Now today I want to provide some answer. I don't have a definitive answer, but I'm answering based on Frankel, based on logotherapy, and based on meaning research. So let me give you a roundabout way to answer the question. Are we? Now, are we better off in wild places with jungle man, jungle woman, or Tarzan, whatever? Seriously, are we better off? See, are these guys better off than we are? No. No. How many people say no? Okay, let me give you some counter argument. Have you heard about violent boys in those days? Why? Because they have a natural outlet to be violent and aggressive. They kill animals rather than kill babies. Right? Now, do you like equality? Do you know women contribute to 80% of economy than men because women, they're gatherers, they're foraging. They're more successful, more profitable. Men can only do hunting, right? Go hunting. So women are very important. The only time they have equality, of gender equality, in primitive time, the will regress. That will regress. They are the most equal. And also, they share. There's no refrigerator. No refrigerator. So when they kill an animal, oh, come on, eat. No charge. So there's some good qualities. Life is hard. But there's some good virtues about the primitive man, okay? So life in a way is more moral than the competition, in our society. So in a way it's more moral. I'm just, but life is hard, too hard. That's why you don't have welfare bumps. You know what? The other day, Rosemary, where's Rosemary? Rosemary drove me to the hotel, and we met a young man, able-bodied young man, begging for money. Remember? Begging for money, like, hey, my car, give me some change, give me some money. I'm hungry, I'm broke. He's strong and big and young. In those days, he would go to catch a rabbit or catch a deer. There are no welfare bumps. So everybody's employed. There's no unemployment. So in a way, the society is a more meaningful life. People work together, everybody doing their best. Men were fighting animals, and women gathering fruits. And so there's more cooperation, more sharing, more equality, and more meaningful work, and more satisfaction. It's just more dangerous. More dangerous. So people don't like that. People like it easy. Okay. Now, so let's try, look at that scenario. Are we better off in agriculture society? You know how happy they are. Beautiful smile, father and son, not fighting each other. Oh, they work together. Isn't that a beautiful picture? Just beautiful smile. Nobody can match that. Look at that. They're so happy, to look at the fruit of their labor, right? And work together. But the agriculture society is actually the beginning of a downfall. You know why? When you're surplus, you can store them, you can preserve them, you can become capital, and land become a capital. People fighting for land, a big landlord swallows small ones. So the beginning of capitalist system, like beginning of this capital, the fruits, the product become capitals. So greed comes in. Life is easier, and it's better, but family work together. But beginning of this, they fight over land, right? The competition. Now, one step further. Now, is the city the ideal home for humans? 90% of population now live in big cities. People love cities. In China, farmers all even no job, they want cities. So the city, for something, somehow satisfy our needs. Okay, for stimulation, whatever. So now, is this high-rise fit for human being? See, my wife and I will be living in one of the high-rise tower in Toronto. So this high-rise apartments house millions of people. So is this the ideal home for human beings? Are we made for condos? Are we made for city life? How about this? How about here? Oh, that's better now, right? So our present home is something like that, but not quite. So this is comfortable home, right? So is this the dream house? Is that a home? Then why? Look this picture. See what I mean, right? It takes more than just a good building to be a home for human being. You need more than just material possessions.